Doubles and coffee. Stand your ground legislation. Stand your ground legislation to protect people, to protect law-abiding citizens in this country. Kamla Persad-Bissessar spoke about the policy. She enunciated the policy. She is now beginning to implement the policy. And all of a sudden, Guardian newspaper, you have an opinion. But your opinion is always respected. We will listen to it. Kamla would listen to it and so on. But I have a problem, Guardian Media Limited. You wrote an editorial discussing that, Kamla should take her time and think out the policy properly because there are pros and cons. And while it's a laudable initiative, you've got to be careful and you've got to weigh all the options and the possible risks and so on. Guardian, what the hell you feel Kamla was doing all the time for the last 10 years? You feel Kamla Persad-Bissessar, the Honorable Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, just espoused a policy just at the top of her head. It just fall out her mouth like how Rowley and Stuart Young and the PNM operate. Kamla Persad-Bissessar did not get her job by nepotism or daddy help her or she was an elitist and she dropped down on a job, Kamla Persad-Bissessar is a brilliant, intelligent woman who was at the top of her class from primary school straight up. Kamla Persad-Bissessar is the best Prime Minister Trinidad and Tobago ever had. Prime Minister who was in waiting for 10 years, seeing the problems, finding solutions, consulting, understanding. Kamla Persad-Bissessar does not work by VAPs. Guardian, your editorial is pedantic, it's puerile, it's so pathetic. I don't believe that an adult would write it. Of course, Kamla Persad-Bissessar has consulted. She understands what are the benefits, what are the drawbacks, what are the risks, and she came to an informed decision that people in their houses must be able to stand their ground against gun-wielding, gun-toting monsters who want to take what does not belong to them. So, of course, anytime a gun is involved, it takes an awesome responsibility. So Kamla Persad-Bissessar would understand that when the legislation is brought, all law-abiding citizens who would like to purchase a firearm have to go through an evaluation, have to go through training on safety, how to use a weapon properly, the rationale, to understand the law, that it's inside their yard, inside their home, that they can use it to protect their families. Kamla Persad-Bissessar has taught this out very clearly. Understand this, it begins with one principle, because you are trying still to suggest as if you do not understand what Kamla Persad-Bissessar is saying. She is saying she is bringing the law based on the old school principle. Stay out what don't belong to you. If you do not own a property, if you see a wall, if you're going by somebody, make sure you're invited. So your assumption that you should have, you should possibly take a stance that maybe you may use too much force when somebody's in your house, that is the old law, that you have to meet fire with fire. So therefore the law as it stands now, even for FUL holders, if somebody is in your house, if somebody is there with a cutlass and no lives are actually in danger, that you could possibly get charged for shooting a man inside your own house or in your yard. Kamla Persad-Bissessar has consulted and understands that to ask a citizen to make that sort of determination in the heat of fear and people jumping over the wall and their family and the children around, for them to try to look and see, do they have a gun? Do they have a big stone? Do they have a knife? Do they have a 9mm? What do they have, a bazooka? All of that contemplation is unrealistic. So you break it down to basics. Don't come in nobody's yard. Don't jump over nobody's wall. Don't come in people's house. It doesn't belong to you. And if you do so and you jump in and you are shot, then the law will be on the side of the homeowner who's in their house, the safety of their home that they work hard for, that they pay for, that they built. So just understand we're going back to basics. Don't go in people's yard. And if you want to take the Rowley position that all of a sudden mango thief will be shot if the mango tree in somebody's yard, stay off the people mango tree. It's very simple. I'm not understanding, Guardian, what you're trying to say. The principle is stay out of people's home. It's not your own. Don't take people thing. Leave your father head alone. You understand? It's basic. So, of course, legislation brought by the government under Kamla Persad-Bissessar will involve all of these aspects. Safety, security, responsibility. If you use your weapon that you legally have as a law-abiding citizen and you use it irresponsibly, you use it under the influence of alcohol and you wave it around, it will be taken away. This is not some willy-nilly suggestion. When Kamla Persad-Bissessar says that she's bringing legislation, she has taken her time to contemplate, to consult, to think, and to come to a conclusion. So your editorial, it assumes that Kamla Persad-Bissessar has not done her work, has not understood, has not consulted, does not know the ins and outs, the pros and cons of the Stand Your Ground legislation, has not read or researched or taken information from other jurisdictions. Your editorial is, in a word, pathetic, Guardian newspaper. So try to understand that Kamla Persad-Bissessar, the Honorable Prime Minister, is a very serious, hard-working, intelligent, brilliant lady. And when she's bringing legislation, it's not Rowley bring it, it's not Smallpin bring it, it's not Marvin Gonzalez, Minister Aman bring it, it's not these people, it's not Foster plagiarize Cummins bring it. Understand. Take off your Balize tie. Take out the Balize juice out of your editorials, Guardian newspaper. Your readership is going down. You already make 15 million loss. You're heading for another $20 million loss, and you're not understanding. Write something that makes sense, that can edify, that can elucidate, that can make people have a positive discussion. Kamla Persad-Bissessar, in all her policies, has been working hard because she knew she would once again be Prime Minister because she deserved to be Prime Minister. So she has been producing policy positions, not just off the top of her head, through hard work, research, scientific evidence, information from jurisdictions where she does not have to reinvent the wheel. So slow your roll, Guardian. I think I wasted 3 minutes of my life reading that editorial on Stand Your Ground legislation. People are being killed, raped, battered, and torn in their own homes. That will end. A man, a woman must have the opportunity to protect themselves from gun-wielding monsters who've been allowed to have guns through the porous borders left by the PNM over the 9.5 years, an influx of all types of weapons, where 25,635 rounds of ammunition went missing from the army. Understand that. That's what the people face. So, Guardian, while you sit down in your ivory towers of your shareholders, protected by secure gated communities and security that you pay for, your shareholders have concrete walls, dogs and guns to protect them with security. The rest of the citizens are out there at the mercy of monsters. And Kamla Persad-Bissessar will do whatever she has to offer the citizens safety and security. Kamla didn't just come. Kamla worked for where she is. Bless.